Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Sierra, and I'm a certified health and weight loss coach with a background in psychology. Today I'm going to be talking about what I believe to be the best daily meal plan for weight loss, meaning the exact meals that I would recommend to make losing weight as easy and effective as possible. And I'll be showing you guys an example of that by taking you through what I eat today. For those of you who have watched my videos before, you know that weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out. This means that as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you can technically lose weight eating any foods you want. But specific meals and food choices make sticking to a caloric deficit a lot easier. All of the meals I'm going to include today are designed to maximize both volume and nutrition per calorie, which helps you naturally lower the energy inside while increasing the energy outside. These are, in my opinion, the meals that will give you the most bang for your buck when it comes to making weight loss as easy and effective as possible. So, why did I choose the meals I did in this video? The first reason is that every meal is based on fiber, particularly fibrous fruits and vegetables. This is arguably the most important component of any weight loss diet by far. Since fiber has very little calories per gram, or no calories per gram, it's what's going to allow you to eat a lot of food while still being in a caloric deficit. The second reason, every meal includes a source of protein. On top of making sure the weight you're losing is coming from body fat rather than muscle mass, protein is also super important for satiety and keeping you feeling satisfied for longer. Number 3, all of these meals are extremely versatile for any calorie target. Everyone's calorie needs for weight loss are different, based on weight, age, gender, activity level, and more. And the beauty of this plan is that it's very easy to adapt. Simply add more carbs and fats if you need more calories, or keep them minimal if you need fewer calories. Number 4, the meal timing structure works really well for most people. Although everyone is different, most people find it easiest to control their calorie intake when they stick to between 2 and 4 meals per day, including snacks. And this plan is built around that. It's largely based on 3 meals, but you can definitely shift things around a little bit in order to fit your specific preferences and schedule better. And lastly, number 5, it includes treats and enjoyment. Enjoying your diet is absolutely essential for losing weight, because if you don't enjoy your diet, how can you expect to stick to it? The key is doing it in a strategic, weight loss friendly way, so you can enjoy your favorite foods without sabotaging your long-term progress. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in the best way. Okay, so let's begin with how I start my day. I always like to drink around a liter of water first thing in the morning, simply because the morning time is when we're most dehydrated, and it also really helps with energy and appetite. This is also when I like to take any supplements. Supplements definitely aren't a replacement for food, but they can definitely fill any gaps in your diet, especially during weight loss when your calories are lower and your body is under a lot more stress. So I like to take a really good multivitamin. And the multivitamin I've been taking recently is the Essential for Women 18+ from Ritual. I'm actually extremely picky with the brands I talk about, simply because I would never want to endorse something that I haven't used or wouldn't use myself. Ritual is a brand I've personally used and trust, so I'm actually excited to partner with them. Essential for Women 18+ is designed to help fill common nutrient gaps with high-quality, traceable ingredients. And it uses a delayed release capsule that dissolves in the small intestine for better absorption. It's also USP verified, which is a product transparency standard that less than 1% of multivitamins have earned. I've also been taking Ritual's Symbiotic Plus, which combines prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics in one capsule to support gut health using 2 of the world's most clinically studied strains. I also really like the minty smell of the capsules. It's such a small detail, but it really does make it a lot more pleasant to take every day. The only downside is that any high quality supplements are going to be a little bit more expensive, but I do really think it's worth it for the transparency and clinically backed ingredients. Plus, Ritual is currently having their high standard sale, so this is the perfect time to try them if you've been wanting to. You can use my link in the description to get 40% off your first month. And after I drink my water and take my supplements, we are going to get into my first meal, which is breakfast. Okay, the breakfast I recommend for weight loss is anything based on berries and protein, because berries are the highest fiber, lowest calorie fruits. Specifically strawberries, but any berries work. So obviously this breakfast is going to be a sweet breakfast, You don't need to have a sweet breakfast. You can have a savory breakfast, but I recommend having a sweet breakfast actually, simply because lunch and dinner always tend to be savory, and you want to ideally eat some fruit every day. I strongly believe that you should be eating both fruits and vegetables every day. So, veggies you can usually get in your lunch and your dinner, but fruit, breakfast is a really good time to get that. You can have fruit as a snack, but I usually don't recommend snacks. I usually recommend full balanced meals simply because they're the most satiating. Even fruit, although it's a whole food, it's still better when it's combined with protein, because protein is going to balance the blood sugar spike that can be caused from just having fruit or any carbohydrate source on its own. So it's nice to have some sweet meals that are balanced with protein and fiber, and that's a chance for you to get in your fruit. So berries are the fiber portion of this meal, and then you need protein in this meal as well. And really, the only sweet protein sources, at least the best ones, are Greek yogurt or protein powder. Egg whites you can make sweet as well, but not as easily. Now, what does this look like? Is this just yogurt with strawberries on the side? Or yogurt with strawberries on top? No, not necessarily. Remember, what's super nice about this meal plan is how versatile the meals are. There are a lot of different types of meals you can make with berries and a protein source. For example, you can make a basic yogurt bowl. You can make a smoothie bowl using frozen strawberries and protein powder. You can have little rice cakes with a protein spread and then some sliced strawberries on top. You can have oatmeal with protein powder. You can make a fruit cereal bowl with chopped up strawberries, maybe some chopped up apples, some protein granola. That's something I actually do a lot. But yeah, you could even do like a protein baked good, like maybe a protein loaf or baked oats or something with berries on the side. Adding strawberries on the side of any kind of sweet meal is just gonna add that volume that will keep you full and satiated. So yeah, this is extremely versatile. For today, I'm gonna have a little fruit dip, a little cheeky Greek yogurt protein dip situation thing. I actually prefer this with frozen fruit simply because it takes longer to eat and it's a little bit more satisfying when it's frozen. Also, I'm in Korea right now, and it's really hard to find fresh fruit. It's also really hot out, so regardless, I feel like I'd want frozen fruit rather than just fresh fruit. But again, it's super nice because you can easily change the meal depending on the season. And this is going to be the key to all the meals. They can essentially fit any calorie requirements because they're based on fiber and protein, and they can stand alone with just fiber and protein. But ideally, you'd add some carbs and fats to these meals depending on your specific calorie requirements. So for what I'm making today, let me grab my ingredients. The base, frozen strawberries, okay. Then I have some Greek yogurt. This one is half gone already, I think. So I might just use this to make the dip in. Mix everything in here. Wow. I want to add a little bit more carbs to this meal because just those things on their own are going to be pretty low in calories. So I'm also going to add frozen mango. Mangoes are a bit of a higher sugar fruit, so they kind of serve as the carb source in this meal. Obviously, strawberries also provide carbs and sugar, but they're a higher fiber carb source than something like mangoes or bananas. So if you want to add carbs to this meal, definitely add something like that. And if you have less calories to work with, add more strawberries. If you have more calories to work with, add more mango or banana, something like that. Right? Just adjust the ratios based on your specific needs. And then in the yogurt itself, you can also add things to flavor this. So I'm gonna add some pudding mix, probably, some vanilla pudding mix to add some sweetness. And I'm gonna add cocoa powder, so it's like a chocolate dip. And then some stevia to sweeten it up. And now you have a chocolate dip. And if you wanna add some fats to this meal, you could add a nut butter. There's lots of things that you could add. But yeah, base is always berries, protein, and then add whatever you need. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay? Greek yogurt dip. I'm hungry. Okay, we've got My fruit. It's gonna fall over if I dip it. Greek yogurt fruit combo. Combo. And the key is letting the fruit thaw a little bit. You don't want the fruit to be rock hard, okay? Dip. Oh wow. If you haven't tried frozen mango, you're missing out. Who's hitting? Bye. I'm really tired. Hello, we are back for lunch. Same spot, like always. The best lunch for weight loss, in my opinion, is a big ass salad. Leafy greens are the lowest calorie vegetables, and they are extremely dense in micronutrients. So of course, they have to be included in a weight loss diet. The key here is turning the salad into a full balanced meal rather than a boring side. And of course, that includes adding a solid source of protein to every one of your salads. So usually a lean animal protein, so chicken breast, tuna, deli meat, ground turkey, and if you're vegan, you can opt for something like tofu or tempeh. It's supposed to be versatile. And once again, the additions you add in terms of carbs and fats will depend on your specific preferences and calorie targets. It's easy to add fats as salad dressings, and it's also pretty easy to add carbs as well. Most traditional lunch meals tend to be based on carbs, like sandwiches, whereas this meal is based on vegetables with a side of carbs. So the key here is that you can still enjoy your favorite foods. It's just about changing the ratios of ingredients. More vegetables, less carbohydrates. For my salad today, again, it's all about getting creative with what you have. And right now, I'm in Korea, and I have a lot of Korean ingredients. So I'm gonna make a Korean-inspired salad. Still gonna be super basic, except I'm just gonna add some kimchi in there, some red pepper, gochujang, add some sesame dressing, and I'm gonna have roasted seaweed on the side. Yeah, that's it. Okay, my table comes right up. You guys can't really see, this is a dumb angle. Dumbass angle. But I've got my salad. See, might seem like a lot of lettuce, right? At first, but it shrinks down quite a bit. And then, I also have seaweed. So, you take the seaweed. You just take it and you wrap it. And because these are roasted in oil, sesame oil, you don't really need a lot of fat in the dressing. Yeah, they're just like little cute wraps. They're so good. I basically use as many of these as I need to, which usually is like 3 or 4. Also, raw mushrooms. I'm not really a fan of raw mushrooms kind of on their own, like what? But in this, they have like a protein, like meaty texture. That's basically it from me. Hello, we're back. It's the evening time. The sun is down, so there's no natural light, so that's why it looks weird. But we are gonna make dinner. I'm very hungry. So, given that lunch was a salad, I think that the best dinner for weight loss is soup. Soup. If you've watched my previous What I Eat in a Day videos, I've had soup, I think, in every one for dinner. Why? Because soup is so sick. Soup is sick, okay? The potential for volume is wild, and it's very versatile. So many different types of soups you can make. You can really bulk them up with vegetables, and protein, very easy to add to soup as well. Soup is extremely satiating because of the broth. Like, you get the liquids that fill you up, and it's warm and satisfying. It takes you a long time to eat. Soup's just a really good meal. Even in the summer when it's hot, I have soup. Just add whatever vegetables you have, add in your protein source, and then depending on your macros, you can add in carbs or fats. So carbs, you can have something like potatoes, any sort of root vegetable. You can have a side, like crackers, toast to dip, yum, okay? Fats, you can add in some sesame oil, a little bit of oil in the veggies or in the protein, or you can add some eggs, like soft-boiled egg in there, yum. Lots of things you can do with soup. My favorite way to add soup is to add noodles, because noodles are delish, and there's a lot of low-calorie noodles that you can have. But if you want, like, again, if you want to add more carbs, you can totally have regular noodles, but if you want the lower calories, there's lots of different low-calorie noodle options. So, I brought my zucchini spiralizer, and I'm gonna make zoodles. I'm probably gonna have these konjac noodles and some zoodles. Soup is also a Korean staple, so they have a lot of good soup options, like pre-made soups. And again, I wouldn't have just this on its own, but you can add it to your own soup. Right, so this can serve as the base and the broth and the flavor, and then you can add in other things to it. Add some mushrooms, add all my spices, condiments, seasonings. That's what we're doing for dinner today. Why are my under eye bags sparkly now? Hello. Wow, that's good. Yum. That soup, pre-made soup, is so good. It has like meat, mushroom, I don't even know. It's spicy too. Okay, soup demolished. Demolished. Now for arguably one of the most important meals of the day, which is dessert. And by important, I mean that it's the meal in the day that a lot of people struggle with the most. Not necessarily like dessert, but just like snacking after dinner, right? When you're relaxing at home, unwinding, our appetites tend to be a little bit higher, and our cravings do. So, rather than working against that, we work with it. I think it's pretty useful to save some calories for a little dessert or a little snack after dinner. Ideally, you would want to keep it lower calorie still, but since you've already had all of your high volume meals throughout the day, it's not the biggest deal if it's a more calorically dense treat. And ideally making it part of your dinner rather than having dinner and then snacking way later at night. The nice thing about having it as part of dinner is that if it's a little bit more calorically dense, that's okay. Because when you eat a lot of calorically dense foods on their own, like as snacks, that's when it leads to overeating. Basically, you're not full yet, so if you try and eat those more calorically dense foods to get full, it's just recipe for disaster. So get full first. Like, I'm pretty satiated, but I am always still in the mood for a little something sweet. So by having it kind of right after dinner as part of a full meal, it's much more satiating, if that makes sense. I think so. I think so. Also, your kind of dessert or like post-dinner snack can also change depending on how many macros and calories you have left. So it's a lot more flexible. By saving more calories later, you have a lot more flexibility at the end of the day, and you're delaying gratification rather than kind of treating yourself early and making it harder for you later in the day. So I just think it's a good idea to kind of save more room for later, just to ensure that you stay on track, you never go over, and you have something to look forward to at the end of the day as well. There's a lot of benefits to saving a little bit more calories for your dinner meal. Most people prefer something sweet, but it can be savory too. It really just depends on the number of calories and macros you have left, as well as what you're in the mood for. So, I usually like to keep it a little low-cal regardless. And usually I like to end my day with something cold, frozen. As you all may know, if you've watched my videos, I'm on that protein ice cream train. And we're going fast, bruh. We're going fast. You know what? You know what? So, what? Huh? What's that? In one of my recent videos, I made a protein ice cream recipe that did not use a Ninja Creami, because when I moved to Korea, I left my Ninja Creami at home, obviously. It's pretty big, right? Expensive, loud. And I was like, I don't need a Ninja Creami. I don't need one. I can use this little food chopper blender thing that I have. And it was decent. It was decent. But it just doesn't hit the same as a Ninja Creami. It really doesn't. I lasted 1 month without my Ninja Creami. Yep. She has another one. Oops. I had to. And don't get me wrong, if you don't have a Ninja Creami, you can definitely still have like bomb protein ice cream, 100%. Like my recipe that I provided. But the Ninja Creami is like so good, like so effing good. Like, if I don't have to live without it, why would I? Why would I live without it if I don't have to? I was being silly. Also, I've shown in my videos multiple times, I have these little like, in Canada, they're called pierogies, and they're like puffed corn little disc things. Korea has them as well. They're called bangtui. They're just little discs, and they're super low calorie. So what I do is I make my Ninja Creami, and then I make these little ice cream sandwiches. So, I'm going to blend one of those up and show you guys what that looks like, even though you've already seen it before. And that's gonna cap off my night. So to summarize, I do believe that this is the best daily diet for weight loss. It's not gonna work for everyone, but generally speaking, it's a pretty solid meal plan, and you can take some inspiration regardless. I don't always eat this high volume. My meals were very high volume today because I was trying to prove a point, right? To show you how much you can actually eat while still being in caloric deficit. But I don't always eat like that. Sometimes I don't want to feel super full. A lot of the time I don't. Generally speaking though, if your goal is weight loss, fiber, protein, every one of your meals. And then rather than basing meals on carbs, like a lot of meals are, base them on vegetables or fruits. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, if you're interested in working with me personally, feel free to check out my website, shoot me an email, or reach out to me on Instagram. And with that out of the way, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel so you never miss any of my future videos. See you guys soon. Ooh. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Guys, so good. Literally so good. I just, like, look at that texture. I mean, come on. Butterscotch. Take one of these. Take the ice cream. You spread it on. You spread it. Wow. This whole pint, 170 calories. I've already raved about it. These, 22.5. I have 6 of them. 3 big ice cream sandwiches, 300 calorie dessert. I mean, you can't get any better. And this butterscotch flavor goes so well. These like acorn squash, bangtui. Try this and your life will actually change.